Hey everyone, welcome back to Homestead Corner. Today we have got a $25 budget prepper pantry haul from the Dollar Tree. So we were out of town and I decided to stop at a different Dollar Tree and I gave myself a $25 budget. They had few of the same things, mostly all the same stuff. They had a few different things, but not everything was stuff that I wanted. So I did a $25 haul, which was my budget. And to just keep my pantry as full as possible, we want to make sure that we're staying on top of our pantries. It is really important. Food shortages are coming, and we have so many people just flooding into the country constantly, which is going to compound that and make it worse. So making sure our pantries are super full is so important. So let's jump in and see what we got. So the first thing I got is a pound of pink Himalayan salt. I love to pick up my salts at Dollar Tree, especially the pink Himalayan, because it is so affordable. It is around $4-5 a pound at all the other stores around us. So I really like to get it there and make sure that we have plenty in stock. The next thing that I got was a couple cans of the pineapple Tidbits. I really love having these in the pantry. They are make for super simple and easy snacks. You can eat it right out of the can. You can put it in a cake. You can put it with Spam. There's just so many things you can do with it. We love having pineapple in the pantry. It's one of our favorite canned items of fruit that we're able to find. We don't love all the canned fruit, but pineapple is one of them. And I do can pineapple, but this year that we have not seen any good sales on it, and it's cheaper to buy it canned than it is to can it myself. So you do what you got to do to make sure that pantry is full. And the next thing I grabbed were these cherry filling, the Mother's Made. These are actually really good. We love these, and they have a nice, good long shelf life. I think they're 20-25. So these are wonderful to keep in the pantry. We use them to make little turnovers and things like that. Really simple and easy. Just a little drizzle, like a confectioner sugar drizzle on top. Delicious. Easy snack. I love that. And then I grabbed another scoop. I love these scoops that they have at Dollar Tree. I think they're wonderful for if you store foods in 5-gallon buckets. You don't necessarily, when you have to bust into those, you don't necessarily want to have to bring the whole bucket into your kitchen, because it's going to take up a lot of space, especially if you've got 4 or 5 open that you're working with at a time. So the scoops are great. You can just leave them in the bucket, which is my plan. I have a bunch of these and I pick them up when I see them. Our local store hasn't had them for a while, so I was happy to find this. And just so I can leave them in each bucket that's open, and then I can move it to the next bucket when we move on to that. But I think those will be so handy when we're busting into those 5-gallon buckets. And then the next thing I got is the lasagna noodles. Their lasagna noodles are really inexpensive compared to other stores. They are still the 12-ounce size, which is the same thing you're getting at all the other stores, but they're only $1.25. And our local store, Walmart, is the cheapest at about $1.78 a box. And our local grocery store, Hannaford, is over $2 a box for lasagna noodles. And these are the oven-ready ones, but I always boil them anyway because I just do that, and it works. They cook up pretty quick because they're pretty thin. And so I just throw them in boiling water and get them ready, and they work just perfectly if you boil them as well. I don't like the oven-ready, stick it in hard kind of thing. I don't know. It freaks me out. I want it cooked. And then, of course, my receipt. And let's see. We also grabbed a couple packages of the Hungry Jack potatoes. I really like to have these on hand in the pantry. We repackage these and vacuum seal them in like half-gallon mason jars. so we have big amounts of them. But there's a little more than a cup in here, so if you do that, you can easily measure it out, and you can just take as much as you need, cover them with water, and then just pour the excess water off after 10 minutes, and they're ready to cook any way you want. They make great home fries. They're wonderful in breakfast casseroles or anything like that. They are just perfect. We put them in our breakfast bowls all the time. So they work really good. And then they had paper plates. I love to keep these in the pantry. We don't normally use them, but for emergencies, they save a ton of water if you don't have to wash all those dishes. And these are the fall ones, but these had the most plates in them for $1.25. So there was 16 plates in here. The only other thing that was bigger were the real flimsy ones. And I do buy those because I have one kid with texture issues. He can't stand to touch these. But I like these. So if you've got something wet, you know, if you're something real saucy or wet, those real thin ones aren't as good. And these are much better for that. So I like to grab these for the pantry and have those in there. And I also grabbed some Styrofoam bowls. These are wonderful for cereals in those emergencies. Again, not something that we use all the time, but we do like to keep a decent stock in the pantry and make sure that we have them. If the grid goes down for a long period of time, it's going to be really helpful, especially in the beginning until we get used to doing everything differently. Because, you know, if the grid goes down for a long period of time, you're definitely going to get used to it over time. But in the beginning, it's going to be extremely difficult because it would change everything that we normally do. So having stuff like this will be great in the beginning. First couple of months worth definitely will make your life so much easier. And even just a quick grid down situation, it really is helpful so you're not bombarded with dishes when the grid comes back on. And then, let's see. And I also grabbed some of these little snack plates because you get 50 of these. These are the real thin ones that aren't great with liquids, but they're perfect for sandwiches or a little bit of chips or, you know, whatever you're having, some grapes, a snack, you know, it definitely, having different sizes can really be helpful so you can get more in your pantry. You don't want to waste one of your more expensive plates that you don't get as many in the package, where you can use that and it's definitely sufficient. And then I found these tender bake white self-rising cornmeal. I grabbed 2 of these to add into the pantry. They've got a little cornmeal cornbread recipe on the side, and just southern cornbread, and on the side there's a southern tamale supper. I thought I would give those recipes a try because you never know, it might be wonderful. I like to try different things. That way we find new foods that we like to eat. The ingredients didn't look too horrible, so we thought we would give these a try and put them in the pantry. It is just self-rising cornmeal, so I don't usually buy self-rising, but you know, we're going to try it out and see how it works. Definitely. That's how you find the good stuff, I find. If you don't try new things, you're never going to know if it's something that your family really loves. And then I also grabbed little garbage bags for the bathroom, the laundry room, all those small little trash cans, because we don't have bags anymore that we get from the grocery store because, you know, throwing away this one use bag is okay, but definitely not something from the grocery store. We don't want to be doing that. It's okay if you throw it away if you pay for it, but not if they gave it to you. And then I also grabbed a grinder of peppercorns. Your peppercorns are going to last longer in your pantry, and you can grind them yourself with a little grinder. Like a coffee grinder works great, or a mortar and pestle, whatever you have. But these are going to last longer in your pantry. They're going to stay more potent for a longer time. Your spices aren't really going to go bad in your pantry. The only thing that happens is over a long period of time, they will kind of lose their potency, and you have to use a little bit more of it to get that flavor, which is still perfectly fine. But, you know, having the peppercorns that will last longer will definitely help. And then the last thing that I got was a pair of reading glasses. Reading glasses are so important. Reading those small little things, anything like that. As we age, our eyes are definitely not as great. I know that's my case, but I like to have these all over the place in the house. I keep them in the emergency bags, and I also picked up one of the little hard cases because I like to have these little cases in the emergency bags, especially. That way they're not going to get broken. These are great for your prescription glasses or, you know, these little reading glasses as well. Even though they're only $1.25, they can definitely save you if you've got nothing else at the moment. If your regular prescription glasses break, you've got some reading glasses. And we buy different strengths because, you know, over time, our eyes are going to get worse. I am just sure of it. It's been that case for a while. But so we like to buy different strengths, and my husband's eyes are a little bit different than my eyes, but we buy all different kinds and just stash them away for emergencies, have them in our bags, things like that. So when we need them, they're there and we can find them. And that's it for my $25 stock up haul. It's pretty small this week, but the budget wasn't all that big. I only gave myself $25. I went overboard in a couple other places, so I wanted to shrink the Dollar Tree haul down this time. So I like to budget a certain amount of money, and then I split it up for different things that we need to get into the pantry. So I give myself so much for Dollar Tree, so much for the meats at the grocery store, different things like that. Sometimes I use it all and sometimes I don't. And if I don't use it all, I just tuck it away and it gets added in for later. And a lot of times the meat budget is a little bit bigger but more sporadic because we don't do it as often. It depends on what's on sale, and we buy as much as we can when there's something that we're looking for. And that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!